Get ready to dive deep into Buffalo's vibrant music scene because we're stepping inside the fabulous Flamingo Lounge for the 9th season of local music magic. In the Flamingo Lounge with Rockabilly Greg is more than just a podcast. It's a collection of stories that delves deep into the vibrant musical history of Buffalo and Western New York, creating a living archive where each story adds a unique thread to the overall narrative. This season, we're taking a deep dive into the heart of the music community. Join us for personal conversations with musicians and industry pros, where we celebrate the collective creativity that makes our favorite artists, venues, and events so special. But before we get started, I'd like to give a big shout out to our sponsors, CatsLikeUs.com, Diamond Hawk Golf Course and Pub, and valued supporters Buffalo Ironworks and Sportsman's Tavern for helping to keep the music alive. This week's guest, Armondo Mondo Galla, the older brother of fellow Buffalo Music Hall of Fame inductee Tony Galla, is a talented rock and roll and R&B singer, musician, and recording artist with a career spanning decades. Getting his start early, Armondo sang and played guitar alongside his siblings, brother Tony and sister Mary Jane, in the Galla Trio. When Armondo was 16, the high point of their family performances was their appearance with their mother on TV's Ted Mack Amateur Hour in February of 1959, where Mr. Mack mispronounced their names as Gallo. By the 1960s, he was cutting 45s with the Sherwin Trio, produced by David Lucas, and later fronted the all-original late 60s group Mondo Bizarro alongside players Doug Morgano, Stan Celeste, Gary Malaber, Ernie Corallo, and Bruce Gordon. Armondo was a mainstay of the original scene from the R&B reviews at the Trough, performing well into the 2000s. It is my honor to welcome to the Flamingo Lounge, Armondo Mondo Galla.
Well, thank you so much. That's very nice of you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Mondo.
Greg, you're very welcome. I'm so happy to be here with you. I've heard a lot about you. You were going to ask me about my moment.
Yeah, I always open the show with, did you have an aha moment, that spark that kind of lit you to do music?
Well, my mother was in music. My father, in the early days, they played the town casino. My mother had a sister in Clarence, and when I used to go and stay with her when I was 6 years old. She took me to the Glen Park Casino. They had a children's entertainment contest. I sang the song "Come On in My House" because she learned it from Rosemary Clooney, working at the town casino with her.
Right, okay.
So I sang the song and I won first place. I won a trophy.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Plus $5.
Well, hey, $5 back then was some money, though.
You got it. As the years progressed, my sister came in with me and we started singing together at parties, this and that. My mother, my father left us when I was 3 years old. So I was raised by my mother, who was a wonderful woman. She started singing us, teaching us gospel songs, and which we sang every Sunday. We'd get up and we'd get the guitar and the bass. My sister played bass, I played guitar.
Okay.
And we'd learn another gospel song.
Wow.
Next thing you know it, there was auditions at the Statler Hotel for the Ted Mack show.
Okay.
So we went there. We passed the audition. We got qualified. They flew us to New York City, where we were on the Ted Mack Amateur Hour. We sang "Why Do Fools Fall in Love."
Okay. Got
a great ovation from the audience. Once we did that, we got a little tour. We went with Sammy Davis Jr. at Niagara Falls Air Force Base.
Oh, wow.
Not long after that, I joined the service. I went down to Fort Hood, Texas. I went through my 8 weeks. Next thing you know, my sergeant came to me and says, "I heard you sing." I said, "I do." He says, "Fort Sill is having a contest with the U.S. Army Band and Steve Lawrence, who was in the service with me."
Okay.
So they flew me there. I sang "Mack the Knife" with the U.S. Army Band. I won another trophy. First prize, best pop vocalist. Okay, so I come home from the service, and I have a son, Patrick, who's an excellent musician, singer. He plays guitar and piano. I started playing music with different guys, started bands. I started Mondo Bizarro.
Okay.
Then I started the Parkside Zoo Band, with Joey LaCoco and different people. You know, I had all these musicians. It came to a point where I played. I opened Mulligan's Unheard of with Bobby Militello
Okay,
when
yeah.
Michael opened it. All right, I kept singing, and I took my son to New York for the International Modeling Association. Had a show at the Waldorf Astoria in the Grand Ballroom. I got my son to get up on stage in the grand piano and sing his original song for a singing contest.
Wow, okay. Huh.
So the guy who was running the show, somebody whispered in his ear that I sing.
Okay.
And nobody in the show was doing New York, New York. So he asked me if I could sing New York, New York. I said, yeah, I know the song. I said, but you don't have a band. He asked me, can you do it a cappella? I said, well, sure, why not? So I got up on the grand ballroom stage and I started clapping my hands, start spreading the news. No sooner I spoke those words, I sang those words, the place was filled, the balconies were filled with women for the Modeling Association. They started clapping their hands and they started singing in with me. And I sang the whole song, a cappella, grand ballroom, Waldorf Astoria. I came off stage and they swarmed me. My wife was there. She saw it. She loved it. They swarmed me, hugged me, got lipstick all over me, my jacket. It was a highlight of my life. Seeing my son play on stage too also.
Right.
I came home to Buffalo. I didn't brag about it, but they heard about it. And I kept playing with different bands along the years. I mean, I played with everybody.
Right.
You name it. You want to know names?
I do.
Okay. Yeah. Stan Celeste. I mean, what a great rock and roll piano
I was going to say,
player.
talk a little bit about playing with Stan.
Well, I was playing at El Yoda's on Hurdle Avenue with Augie Sagliani, Joe LaCoco. Brad Gray was playing drums. And Jimmy Poland asked me if he could play with me. I said, I need an organ player. I said, do you have a B3? He said, no, but I have a Wurlitzer. I said, can you play? He said, well, yeah.
Okay.
They were 17. Him and Joe LaCoco were 17. So I had to tell him, you can't drink.
Right, okay.
Okay, Mr. Yoda says that they can come in, but don't let them drink. So Jimmy Poland brought his organ in, and we started rehearsing, and I said, gee, you play pretty good. So the Parkside Zoo was born. Joey LaCoco lived on Parkside, and we used to go pick him up, and I'm looking for a name, and we went by the zoo, and I says, I got it. He says, what? I says, the band's name is Parkside Zoo. So the Parkside Zoo was born. We played all over, any club that was around. From there, I went with the Gingerbread Express at the Peter Stuyvesant. A girl named Tony Castellani was singing.
Okay.
She was married to Leonard Salveri, who owned Gabriel's Gate.
Okay.
So I went from there to Gabriel's Gate with her. Sang there a few years. What a great place.
Wow.
Small on Allen Street. But the standing ovations I used to get from the people went right through me because my mother taught us to be humble. My mother taught us to sing for the people. And she says, always let your players have a solo too.
Okay.
And I used to get held with Sam Garino's band because that's 9 minutes for a song. You know?
Right.
So anyways, I went to Gabriel's Gate from Peter Stuyvesant, where Tony Castellani, she married Leonard Silveri, who owned it. Then she left, and Bobby Militello came in there with me. And we had a band called Gypsy with Sam Manganello. Brad Gray was still playing drums. I played there for a number of years. From there, I went to the Landmark with Bobby. We played at the Landmark. From there, I went to different musicians, Steve Sadoff, Nicky Veltri, Joe Azzarello, keyboards. And I went to different clubs. You name it, I played there. Okay? I mean, Hurdle Avenue, I played every place on Hurdle Avenue. I played when I was in grammar school. I want to kick back a minute. My sister and I, we played at Holy Angels because we went there. We played on stage there. I was the first band to play with Phil Duray.
Okay.
Sal and Cardona played trumpet, and he became the head of the school of music in New York. I can't remember. Anyways, he was on drums, and I was the first band to sing rock and roll. So we go into assembly, and I start singing. What was it again? Kansas City. We're going to Kansas City.
Yep.
Kansas City. All the kids get out of their seats, start dancing in the aisles. Mr. Devine, who was the principal, came into the auditorium and started clapping his hands and waving his arms, going, "Oh no!" He says, "You gotta stay in your seats."
Oh.
He says, "I won't let them keep going."
Wow.
Then he left the auditorium, and I started singing again. They got back in the aisles and they started dancing, and I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So I broke rock and roll open. And by the way, Mr. Axelrod, who was the principal at Lafayette at the time, he asked Mr. Devine if I could go to Lafayette and play, and he turned him down.
Wow.
He says, "No, he belongs to Grover Cleveland." All right, so I had to go back with that. But after that, I mean, I played every club, every venue in Buffalo that you can name. When I was 14, me and my sister were close with Mayor Sedita. Harry Altman was booking bands at the time. Danny Thomas came into town to open up his hospital, and they called me and my sister if we would come and sing with the Philharmonic.
Wow.
For his show, to PR his show. So we went. We sang Volare.
Okay. Yeah.
With the Philharmonic.
Wow.
What a joy.
Yeah.
To hear all that music around us. We did that. They thanked us. What's his name? Danny Thomas. I met Danny. He thanked us. He had a TV show at the time called Make Room for Danny. And from there, it was everywhere. From there, I mean, it was just everywhere. Every club, every venue, you name it, that we were getting calls to go everywhere. Then when I went in the service, my sister kept singing. She sang with El Martino at the town casino, and he was in The Godfather.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And she sang for President Truman.
Wow.
Okay. I got pictures home on my walls of all that. And when I came home, I started singing with her again. And we went around doing clubs and parties and you name it. But up until October this year, I was still singing.
Wow.
I walked into the Sportsman, which I played before when I had bands. I played it years ago. And what was her name? Terry George was playing there.
Okay.
And I know Terry for years. With Ron Davis, who was a great friend of mine.
Sure.
Me and Ron Davis opened up at Shea's Buffalo for Leonard Skinner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you do a Freebird?
Yeah, we did a lot. Oh, let me tell you, it was a great gig. But who am I getting back to?
Last time you played.
Oh, yeah, last time I played was in October last year. Before I wound up in the hospital with COPD. And I had to go through some changes, and now I'm myself again.
Right.
I'm ready to go out and sing again.
Oh, there you go.
I'm already talking.
Right.
The guys are already calling me, But I sang with Terry George and Ron Davis and Doug Morgano, yeah. And they're great friends of mine. I played with them for years.
Right.
I sang, they asked me, "What song do you want to sing?" I said, "Stormy Monday Blues." What key? I says, any key.
Right. There
They
you
used
go.
to ask me that for years. What key? I says, any key.
Wow.
Because I could cover the keys.
Yeah. Oh, good for you. Yeah.
So I sang Stormy Monday Blues. I was surprised at myself
Mm-hmm.
that I had the wind after being in the hospital and that I had the stage presence to be able to sing the song.
Mm-hmm.
There weren't a lot of people in there, but the people that were in there were applauding me and everything.
Right.
And then one girl comes up to me. She says, you know what? I got a CD that you're on. I'm on a CD with my son on one of the shows that Nick Veltri and
Oh.
Sam did. They did CDs.
Sure. Okay.
But there are many videos Nikki has
Mm-hmm.
of me and my son doing different shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I have those videos at home. I have
Oh, wow.
copies of them,
Mm-hmm.
But meantime, what I've been doing since I sort of laid back from music, but I'll still go out and do a song, a couple songs. I've been doing my living room is a big, long living room. I've been doing 8x10s of everyone I worked with. Every experience I had. I went to Hollywood one time. I hung with Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Burt Young.
Wow.
You know, these are all movie stars.
Yeah,
Cloris
yeah.
Leachman, Ted Danson.
Hmm.
Who used to scream? What's his name? Remember the screamer? The guy who used to scream. the
Oh,
comedian?
that's Sam Kinison.
Sam Kennison
Yeah.
and I went to the Riviera Country Club for after the movie party, and that's when I met Sam Kennison.
Mm-hmm.
We became real close.
Oh, wow.
So I got to know him,
Yeah.
and then 2 weeks later he gets killed in a car wreck.
Right, yeah.
What a loss.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, people don't know. They don't know. They get their impression of movie stars one way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the people I met, Cloris Leachman, Ted Danson, they were perfect people. They were just down to earth.
Right.
Nobody had an ego. Of course, there were some egos in Hollywood. I ran into a few
yeah.
egos, but my career has been blessed by God. I sang with my brother. I did shows with my brother. I sang everywhere. I sang Hollywood. I sang down south, Georgia, Florida. When I retired, I had a place down there. I used to sing for retired people.
Okay.
I'd put pre-recorded band tracks on,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd go to these places and I'd sing for them. Okay, and I did that for 15 years.
Wow. Yeah.
Until I decided Florida's getting too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of crime. We're getting older. Let's go back up north.
Mm-hmm.
I bought my mother's house from her. She was still alive. Then she went to Atlanta. I took her to Atlanta and she passed away. And but I did many shows with my sister still. She's 85. She just turned 85.
Oh, wow.
And I'll be 84 in August.
Mm-hmm.
And we did many shows down there for the church, and different things like that. My son Patrick came down, sang with us. And finally came back to Buffalo. Now I'm doing my bio. I'm trying to do my bio. It's so extensive. I'm just by what I'm saying, telling you.
Right.
It's a very hard thing to do your own bio.
Oh, yeah.
So I got a lot of it on my phone, but I'm looking for somebody who will come and sit with me
Mm-hmm.
so that I can really tell them the story.
Right.
You're getting a lot of it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Okay.
this can all be transcribed when we're done, and I can send it all to you. So.
Well, listen, I would really appreciate it, but what could I say about music? Music is sent by God. Don't get me wrong that I'm a religious fanatic or anything like that. I believe in one thing. If you look up into the sky and you look at space and you want to believe or disbelieve, well, that's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe there's something else. That's how I feel. I was an altar boy. I went to Holy Angel School.
Mm-hmm.
They embed religion into you in a way, but at the
Right.
same time, you have to accept it. You have to feel like it's good for you. But music saved my life. Music gave me life after growing up without a father. Okay, my uncle, should I mention that? My uncle, my mother's brother, came for us food, took me for rides in the car, He was in the mafia.
Ah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you could edit that if you want.
Yeah.
But he just put me in the back seat and told me, shut your mouth, keep your eyes and ears open, and shut your mouth. And that's the ride with Joe Fino, which is he's very recognized in the mafia. And that's the ride around and take me for rides. Okay, then he'd take me home. When I grew up and to be a teenager and everything that, he helped me get a car. He's helped me a lot, my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Music saved my life because I grew up with a tough bunch in the west side of Buffalo.
Ah, okay.
In the projects. A lot of them I seen die,
Mm-hmm.
get killed for one reason or another. I love music.
Mm.
I think music is a cure for anyone.
Right.
Okay. And I wish it on people who are on drugs. I wish it on people who are hurting. I wish it on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And when I sang on stage, I looked at each and one of my audiences and sang to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I've sung every song that you could think of on the list, from
Right.
the tearjerkers to the rock and roll to the blues.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see who it affected by standing on that stage watching these
Sure.
people.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that my existence in the music business
Mm-hmm.
affected these people.
Wow.
And what could I tell you, Greg? You're just a great
Well,
guy.
well, I was just going to ask you because you had mentioned, and I had a woman down here, Susan Fenster, who wrote a book about Harry Altman and
Right.
the town and the Glen Casino. So
Right.
give me a few more tidbits about what you did at the town casino, because I know she's still looking for information.
My
all the
sister and
stories
I
and-
were hired by Harry Altman. He used to get us gigs. Oh, the Dellwood Ballroom.
Mm.
They took it out.
Right.
What did they take it out for? What a shame. I used to be, Bob Wells was a DJ on TV, on radio. He used to announce my name every Saturday. Mondo, Gallo will be here.
Mm-hmm.
And I would sing between them spinning records. I'd do Elvis songs. I played guitar.
Oh wow.
And what a beautiful ballroom. Big
Mhm.
dance floor, the concession on the wall. There was a concession stand. And they took it out. But yeah, I did the Bellwood Ballroom many times every Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I did that. Now, Harry Altman got wind to us. I don't know where he heard us sing, but I think through the family,
Mm-hmm.
he got hooked up with us.
Okay.
Because I don't exactly remember how we hooked up with him, but he used to call and book us. He booked us at the town casino one time, my sister and I. A singer, guitar player named John Gary was playing. Funny story. I go backstage to our dressing room, and there's John Gary in his dressing room. And he says to me, this guy's a star at the time. He was well known.
Okay.
I don't know if he ever became that well known, but
Mhm.
at the time, they heard of him. He looked at me, he says, you got a pair of black socks? And I looked at him, I says, yeah. I says, that's black socks I got. He says, can I use them? I says, no, Mr. Gary. I says, I'm not going to take my socks off for you. So I guess he wore white ones to go out and
Oh,
play.
geez.
But we opened the show for them. We played the town casino more than once, a couple times, what can I tell you, Greg?
Rosemary Clooney.
My mother sang with Rosemary Clooney. My mother was offered a deal in New York because they were regulars in Buffalo. And they just wanted her.
Mm-hmm.
And my father wouldn't let her go.
Hmm.
That's when they split up. The story of my father is funny, but you should hear this. This is funny. What happened with my father was he was a milkman at Dodd's Dairies on York Street. And we lived right across the street. The house is still there.
Okay.
I used to come out on the driveway to wave goodbye to him because he drove an electric milk truck.
Hmm.
So he went to on Olympic Street. Oh, this is funny. And this woman opens the door. She was very pretty. And he looked and he says, oh, do you have a piano? She says, yes. Do you play? That was it.
Hmm.
You get it?
Yeah.
That was it. My father left. Okay.
Ha.
The woman, Louise Snyder, her son became David L. Snyder, the producer, director in California,
Right. Okay.
who came to my house, took me to California, That's how I met Cloris Leachman. That's how I met Rodney Dangerfield. That's how I met Pee Wee Herman. You name it. I met all these people.
Oh, wow.
Through David L. Snyder, who came to Buffalo for my father's funeral in the Falls, and his mother. They all passed away, and came here and did a interview on Channel 4.
Okay.
With I forget who she was, but he did an interview that he never called me. Son of a gun, I gotta call him. But he got a nomination. He was nominated for an Academy Award.
Okay.
So we were pretty close at the time out in California. Had I stayed in California, I probably would be in a movie. I was working around all kinds of movies.
Right.
I got to know directors. Alan Metter was the director of Back to School. We became friends.
Right. Oh, I love that movie.
Rodney.
Yeah.
I could tell you a story about Rodney. But let me tell you, I don't know if you want me to mention drugs.
You mention whatever you want.
All right, let me tell you
okay.
about this. I'm working with these people with Rodney. I'm working on the movie. I'm on the set. I'm at the studios. Had I stayed, I knew it was coming. They gave me a part in Back to School. I was driving a truck, but when they did the editing, there wasn't much of me, and they edited it out. So, you know. But I had my wife come out and see the scene. At the time, the scene, I don't know how it is now, it was very heavy with drugs.
Right.
Everybody and their brother was doing coke. I said to her, look, I says, you know, you seen the scene. I said, do you want me to come home? She said, it's up to you. I decided at that point that eventually it was going to suck me in.
Right. Yeah.
So I said, I'm coming home. I came home. I went and booked myself, and I sang, and I sang, and I sang all over the city, you know.
Now, did you ever do anything besides performing? Did you have like a day job, if you will, or?
That's funny. When I first came out of the service, my mother remarried a curb setter. He owned Standard Paving, and he set curbs.
Okay.
You know the Kensington Expressway? Well, those were all white granite curbs when they built it. And I set them with my stepfather. He taught me how to be a curb setter. Thousands of feet.
Wow.
Now they took it all out.
Right.
Look, it's gone.
Yeah.
Which was a shame. The Grand Island Bridge, we put white granite curbs up and down the bridge. They took it all out.
Wow.
It's gone. That's what I was doing. I worked on construction. I worked at the steel plant for a couple of years. But mostly, at night I was doing music, and eventually I got so involved in music, and I was booking,
right,
that I stayed in music the rest of my life.
Wow, that's
and
fantastic.
Here I am, Greg.
There you are. Yeah.
Here I am.
Here you are in my Flamingo Lounge, telling your story.
I'm in the Flamingo Lounge. Greg Hennessy.
Yep.
Doing a podcast, and I would like to say to all the people out there. Life is wonderful. It has its ups and it has its downs. But stay positive, have faith, and love music, because a song can get you by if it's the right song. And I thank Greg for this opportunity. I would do this anytime to get a message out to the public.
Oh, that's great.
And thank you, my great audience, for all these years, all you people, all you guys that played with me. If I had to keep naming them, oh my God, I mean, I couldn't do it. There's so many on the list, you know. I could send you a list from my house. I have it at home, but you name them. You name them in Buffalo, I played with them.
There you go. Well, definitely send that to me. We'll put that on the website.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, brother.
Yeah. Now, I had looked because when I was writing your bio here and the Sherwin Trio, and I know there are some 45s out there. I was trying to get my hands on them.
I have them.
And I couldn't find any that were available to buy.
The Sherwin Trio, I wrote a song called Jack the Cat.
Okay. Yep.
We got it on Swan Records. Carl Lamacchia was our manager. Tom Colanger had a small studio on the east side.
Okay.
8 crates on the walls, you know, in the garage. I recorded there with him. I recorded My Dream, written by Gary Malaber.
Mm-hmm.
I played with Gary,
Okay.
John Whites, Jimmy Caleri,
Hmm.
Tom Calandra,
Mhm.
you name it. We put it out. It was on the radio every hour.
Wow.
Jack the Cat was a mighty cool cat. So was Kitty Kitten. Just look in the alleyway. There they'll be a sitting. What a beautiful
Wow.
idea.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother did the meows in it.
Oh, no kidding.
We took her in the studio. I says, when I point to you, you do meow. So a novelty record it was.
Right.
But it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Never became a big sensation, but it worked. I have a copy at home on my wall, which I'll make sure I'll get you a copy if you want it.
Oh, would love it.
I have a copy of In Love if you want that. I'll get you that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Now you did a couple Christmas tunes too, I think, right? Or
oh, the Christmas things. What did we do? We did This Little Light of Mine. You used to do gospel stuff, you know.
right.
Oh Lord, oh do remember me. You know, my sister was good at those
Mhm.
gospel things. But yeah, we did a couple. I can't exactly remember because we did so many
Right.
songs other than the regular things. And my life is so I'm just buried in so much history that, believe me, I tell you, ask my wife when I get in bed at night. She hears me singing lyrics, and she goes, "Oh, I remember that song."
Right.
Okay, so I mean, things come to me,
Mm-hmm.
and people come to me, and as that happens, I get up the next day and I make sure I make a note of it.
Right.
I need to get somebody's picture. I worked with him,
Right.
like Levon Helm. Who the hell? I went to New York with a guy named Mark Klingman called me. He says, I need a singer. I got an album with Albert Grossman. Albert Grossman was the manager of the band.
Okay.
Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, you name it. See, I find myself sitting in Albert Grossman's office with this Mark Klingman, thinking, oh, I'm going to do an album, man. These guys are heavy.
Mm-hmm.
He starts to argue with Albert. I got Albert Grossman on my wall, too. He starts to argue with Albert Grossman about money and points, because that's what the business is made up of, points.
Right,
And
okay.
money.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets mad at Albert and he walks out of the office. And I says, Albert, where does that leave me? He says, I'm really sorry. He says, I didn't mean for this to happen to you. I says, I come up from Buffalo. I didn't have a lot of money to get up here. So he gave me $300. He says, maybe this will help you get home. So, well, thank you. It was a nice meeting, Albert Grossman. I walk out of the office, and in the foyer is sitting there is the band.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Robbie Robinson, all those guys.
Right.
So I shook their hands and met the band. They're on my wall at home, too. As long as I met them, as long as I said hello, they're on my wall.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. I mean, I could sit here and probably recall something else. But, I'll tell you, I gave you an awful lot, buddy. Lucky. I think I gave you an awful lot,
Yeah. Well, this is great stuff. So
I'm so glad that you're covering the people in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Because people like Nick Veltri, he turned out to be a cousin of mine.
Oh, okay.
The Patty family, and we were related to the Patty family. So he says, well, we're cousins. I said, yeah. But he came to Leota's one time when I was playing with the Parkside Zoo, and he'd come and listen outside the door because he was too young to come in. And I'd go outside, and he'd talk with me. He'd ask me, he'd go, gee, I'm going to play bass. I'm going to service right now. I'm going to Nam. He says, maybe when I come back, if I'm playing bass good enough, I could play with you.
Mm-hmm.
I says, anytime, Nick. Not knowing that we were related at the time.
Right.
He came back and certainly played the bass, and he played with me many times.
Yeah.
But Nick Veltri, I got to say this. Wonderful, wonderful human being.
Mm-hmm.
I know him for years now.
Yeah.
And not that they're not all wonderful. Anyone that hears this podcast that knows me I just want to tell them they were all wonderful
Mm-hmm.
musicians. They all played great for me, and for the ones that are still around, I wish them the best of luck.
Yeah. Now, I mentioned in my intro to you the Mondo Bizarro band.
Yes.
That is a super group of local guys. I mean, holy smokes.
Okay. Bruce Gordon on bass.
Buddy Jimmy.
Bunny Jarrett,
Hmm.
who's a doctor's son, well, anyways, he played conga. So instead of a drummer, I got a conga
Mm-hmm.
player. Mark Kleeman? No, not Mark Kleeman.
You should have brought the drink.
Bruce Gordon's on bass. Bunny Jarrett.
Yeah, well, this is Ernie Corallo.
No.
No?
Ernie
not
wasn't in that. No.
Oh, okay.
Ernie didn't come till later.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Ernie came later, and we stuck together for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Mondo Bizarro, we were sort of bent on original songs and coffee shop stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like
Right.
Peter, Paul, and Mary were doing,
Right. Yeah.
And we got hooked with Herb Firestein hooked us up for colleges, and we traveled the whole state
Mm-hmm.
and did colleges, Canada too.
Right.
But I used to get rigged. I used to get teased. So you get people walking up to me going, "Hey, Mondo Bizarro,"
Yeah.
We said I needed a name. I just thought it came out of my head. So
Mhm.
we'll use it, Mondo Bizarro. Beef and Ale on Main Street was my home for that band. I played a lot there. And I brought Stan in. I brought Ernie in over there. I brought a lot of. One thing about me, what I used to do is when I had bands, and I knew other guys, I'd bring them in and let them play.
Right.
I'd take them out. Cafe Casablanca, you couldn't get in the doors. I had Kevin Della Penna on keyboards and organ. Jerry Rainey, who was a black drummer,
Mhm.
still around, played good drums. Ernie Carroll was playing guitar on their gig. So one time I look out, Jerry Rainey knew Rick James.
Oh, okay.
I used to go to his house because Rick had a studio out in his house,
Mhm.
And I'm sitting there one night getting ready to play, and who's sitting at the front table? There's Rick James. So I knew he was a funky player. So I had this song that I wrote called "I Got a Woman, She's So Fine to Me. Almost makes me lose my mind like the sting from a sweet honey bee. When I'm done working and not too tired to keep me company, she puts her tiny red dress on and calls me a sweet honey bee." So I did that for him. He was impressed.
Okay.
I thought maybe he'd pick it up and put it on an album, but
Right.
it never happened. But I met Rick there, and he went to the school that she taught at for 32 years on
Oh.
Rare Street.
Okay.
What was it?
School 53.
School 53, which was wonderful. I used to go there when they took music away from the kids.
Mm.
I used to bring a guitar there and teach the kids songs.
Mm-hmm.
They loved it.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
and I'd make up these songs.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And they had all little kids singing, second graders,
Mm-hmm.
all singing, and it was a great experience,
Mhm.
And she was a wonderful teacher. She taught for 35 years.
Wow.
She was a wonderful wife, 51 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still here with her. And
There you go. And that's for kids. For those of you playing along, Mondo's wife Evelyn's here sitting in the peanut gallery, as they say, right? Kind of
Yeah.
whispering some stuff here, but we
Yeah.
want to give her a nice shout out over here.
yeah,
so,
Evelyn Galla,
Thank you.
yeah.
formerly Wadowski. She's beautiful. She was a very honorable teacher. She worked very hard to teach kids. Years later, kids would walk up to us when we went to the credit union and say, "Mrs. Galla." They remember her. All the teachers she worked with remember her.
Wow.
I've had a wonderful life with her. She's been a wonderful wife.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
we've
nice to
traveled
hear.
the country together. We've been north, south, east, and west, and I drove every bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say any more as far as having a wife. I can't say any more about it.
Wow, that's great. No, I want to ask because I was just doing some open mic last night, and
Right.
my buddy and I, we like to sing folk stuff, and we
Right,
sang
right.
a song by Jackson C. Frank called "Blues Run the Game,"
Right.
and mentioned the Limelight, and a bunch of guys came up and said, "Oh, I remember the Limelight,
Oh,
Jerry Raven." And did you ever play down there? Or?
I played the Limelight, sure, years ago.
Yeah,
Sure. Oh, there's places that I played are gone now.
yeah, yeah.
You know, there was a place on Dewey's Lounge on Dewey Street.
Okay.
I played there with Sam Garino and a trumpet player who was addicted to heroin. Well, you know, I didn't know what guys were into.
Right.
I'd heard them because they played good.
Mm-hmm.
But once I found out, I sort of moved them out of the way. You know, I didn't want any druggies in the band.
Right.
But one night I was playing there with Sam Garino, and I turned to give the horn player a solo, and Sam started playing the sax. So they started arguing over it because the horn player knew I pointed to him.
Right.
So I believe this is true story. So I pushed them off stage. The stage was like 4 feet high. And I says, hold it. I stopped the music. And Sam said, what are you doing? He says, you pointed. I said, no, I pointed to him to play, you know. I don't like to say anything bad about people, but there were the talented and there were the not so talented. Okay. I won't mention names because I don't want to hurt anybody,
Right.
but I've run into that. I always stressed my talent. I had to be polished. I had to be close with the audience. I had to have people like what I did. And if I couldn't have those things, I wouldn't want to play.
Right.
And it always worked for me, no matter where I went. I've gotten standing ovation after standing ovation after singing Marvin Gaye or whoever.
Right.
Okay. So, like I say.
Yeah. Now, you say you play guitar. Did you take lessons or did you just pick it up? And
That's a good story. Joe Verzola used to be an old guy who played guitar when we lived in the projects, 57 Jersey. We moved down there. We went on welfare because my father lived. But she wanted to play guitar, so she'd get this old guy to come over. And he could teach her guitar, and I'd sit and I'd listen. And when he'd leave, I'd grab the guitar and I'd play the lesson. And she'd look at me, she'd go, how do you know that? I said, well, I was listening to. She said, you mean you were just listening to what he was? I said, yeah. I said, what do you want from me? I said, I gradually picked it up and started playing it. And
right.
Played with it for a number of years, you know.
Yeah.
And I learned how to play piano. I have a piano at home, and I played piano. I wrote songs on the piano. I have a number of original songs that I did in studios along the years. I did things in L.A. I did things with Tom Callander when he had his studio. And there used to be a studio, Act One. I did some recordings in there. I worked with Will Lee, the bassman of the David Letterman show.
Okay.
He played with I forget. Anyways, I did sessions in Buffalo with him. Eli Konikoff, who was with Spyro, but he gave it up now. He quit.
Yeah.
He's older. He's up in his 70s. You know, some guys they cut away. Me. You want me to sing a song? You just sing. Mondo, sing a song.
That's right. You got a microphone there. There you go.
Some woman come in the club one night. She heard me sing at the tap room. I was doing the tap room. She says, oh, you sing your voice. You got a beautiful voice. I said, well, thank you very much. She says, do you think that maybe you could bring a guitar and come and sing for my mother? I said, well, where's your mother? She says she's in a nursing home. So I looked at her and I just looked at her and I thought, you know, this woman is asking me to do something for her mother. I always had respect for my mother and my grandmother. I said, certainly, where is she? So that Saturday I was off. I took the guitar, and I went there. She met me at the door. She was in tears.
Hmm.
I didn't think you were going to keep your word. I went in and sang for her mother. Her mother was in tears.
Hmm.
I got them all to sing. I
Wow.
had nurses coming up to me going, you know what? These people haven't spoken 2 years.
Wow.
And you made them sing.
Yeah.
So I said, well, that's good. I'm good. So to me, it was a wonderful thing to be able to have the power to do that,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
to get old people who would sit all day long in a nursing home to bring songs out they knew. Remember Heart of My Heart?
Mm-hmm.
I went to a place in Hamburg. Then the girl said to me, you know any old songs? I said, yeah, I got a song for them. So I started singing Heart of My Heart. Bring back those memories. Out of the back room, sitting all alone, was a woman. She started singing Heart of My Heart. Okay, I love those melodies. So I did the whole song, and she sang the whole song.
Wow.
When I was done, the girl came up to me, she says, you know what you did? I said, what? She says, that woman hasn't spoken a word in 2 years.
Wow.
So I affected that woman's life
Right.
in a
Yeah.
very positive way. And I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to
Right.
do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The power of music, right?
Yes,
That's-
exactly. So the power of the song and music is a very, very powerful thing. I wish it on everybody out there. Through the hard times we go through, like now in the country, music is your only savior.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go to music. If you sad, and a sad song does it for you, or if you're sad and a happy song does it for you, well then take your pick.
Mm-hmm.
But hum, if you can't sing, sing anyways.
That's right.
You know, because singing and doing music
Yeah.
is a lifesaver.
Yeah. Make a joyful noise, right?
Yes, it
That's-
is. Make a joyful noise, exactly.
And I want to kind of go back a little bit because I love the guitar. And what was your first guitar?
My first guitar was the old Guild, I think.
Okay.
It was broken. It had piece missing out the back. But I played it anyways.
Mhm.
You know, it stayed tuned. Then I went to. I got a Les Paul Custom Home Gold
Wow.
Ebony
Wow.
for $10,000.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a Martin home.
Hmm.
I had a Guild. I had a Broadcaster, Stratocaster.
Wow.
I had them all.
Wow.
You name it.
Hmm.
My son has most of them out at the collection out at his place in Alden.
Okay.
He put them all away. I give them to my grandsons.
Right.
Silvio Mario, if you hear this, I love you so much. They could sing like you never heard anybody sing.
Well.
One plays trumpet, one plays sax. And I went to the school to hear them, and they can play.
Hmm.
The music is in them.
Yeah.
It came out of my father and my mother. It came to me and my brother and sister. I handed it down to my son and his sons. My daughter Simone, she sings. Who else? That's about it.
Yeah. What's kind of your favorite genre of music to sing?
You know, it's funny you should mention that. I like the blues.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of feeling. I like rock because it makes people move around. That's
Mhm.
why I did a lot of rock. I did a lot of Sinatra, Tony Bennett,
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Darin. I did a lot of that, matter of fact. I have a CD in my car for you
Oh, nice.
with all the standards on it.
Right.
Bobby Darin, Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you like hillbilly music, but
I love the big band stuff. Though.
well, I'm
That's-
just telling you what I got.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting today in my living room, listening to Bocelli.
Hmm.
He's in Italy. They're doing a thing for the Pope,
Mm-hmm.
and he starts singing "Amazing Grace" in Italian and then in English.
Wow.
Oh, and it went right through me.
Hmm.
It went right through me. So when you ask me about music, the things that go through me the most are the holy songs,
Okay.
sung by a guy like Bocelli.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
he reaches you.
Right.
Okay. Other than that, I love it all.
Right. I was going to say, that's kind of interesting because isn't that the way Elvis was too? I mean, he sang all those great rock
He
and roll
sang a
songs,
lot of gospel stuff.
but,
Yeah.
but he won his Grammys for gospel.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And that's gospel music. It takes you out of the norm.
Mm-hmm.
It brings you to a reality of life. It tells you, it gives you words that you won't normally use.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it defines music really.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, Elvis, too bad. I mean, you know, I went to one time, Gonno's in New York, and I met Janis Joplin.
Mm-hmm.
Because Raven was playing there. They were doing a gig there. And she was real nice to me and everything else, but she was doing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell. Well, she passed away from it.
Mm-hmm.
What a shame.
Yeah.
When I see great people who are affecting the audience and the industry, Jimi Hendrix, her.
Yeah.
I just watched the thing about, what's his name? The Doors.
Oh, Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison's
Yeah.
life. He killed himself at the end.
Yeah.
Jim, you had the bull by the horns, dude. You all had money and fame and everything. You were pleasing people, making people happy. Why did you left Jack? Reason why I came back from California.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you get it?
Yep.
So I'm still here. I'll be 84 years old in August. I love everybody. I stress being kind to people.
Mm-hmm.
When I meet people, I just met a guy who went to get my tires rotated, and there was a guy sitting there. He just moved up here. From where? Alabama. He says, my wife is from here. I moved up here from Alabama. He had a shirt on that said K-Love, which is a new radio station that's coming out in Buffalo.
Okay.
So I started talking to that guy and everything else, finding out that what a good person he was. And I stressed to him that I cared about him because I could tell he was a good person, and I wanted to meet good people.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt the same way. We shook hands when he left, and he made an impression on me. So I want to stress that kind of thing in this country, that we have to not kill and fight one another, or look at different races. I worked with blacks, Indian, Polish, you name it, they were in my bands.
Mm-hmm.
I had Indian guys one time came in. They came into Cafe Casablanca and they wanted to sit in. They had a whole band with them. And they were all Indians. I could tell they were Indians. I says, you think I could play? He says, listen, you want to play? I said, yeah. I says, I'm taking a break right now. You go up and play. I let them play. They played. They were great.
Wow.
Black players, you name it. I always gave anybody, I didn't look at the color or the nationality or what. If you can play, come on up and play. That's how it was.
Yeah.
So that's the life of Mondo Galla. Mondo? It's Armondo Galla, they call me.
There you go.
That's what's on my trophy from the Hall of Fame.
There you go. What year were you inducted?
2001. I sort of put that off. I wasn't much for accolades.
Mm-hmm.
I had this humility about me. My mother taught me, don't think you're better than everybody else.
Right.
And I never did, even though I had a great voice and I sang some great songs and people applauded me and stood on their feet for me. I always humbly accepted that, you know. But I still feel that way. I just want the world to change for the goodness of my grandchildren, and people who have grandchildren, because the future is going to be theirs. And I want it to be good for them, like music was good to me.
Right, yeah.
That's
I have a little 4.5-year-old granddaughter, and she loves to sing and dance. You know,
make her sing.
Yeah. Oh, you can see there's a little like circular graphic on my floor there. That's her dance circle.
Wow.
And so we come down here, and she says, "Grampy, can we play music?"
Oh yeah.
And I put on Elvis, or I'll put something else on, and she'll dance. And
God bless her.
yeah, it's in her, I mean,
Bless her.
yeah, she doesn't fake it. She gets into it. It's
I
really
wish
cool.
for her to be one of those like I was,
Mm-hmm.
who can make an impression for the goodness of people.
Right.
Yes, because young talent, if you steer it in the right direction,
Yeah.
it becomes very effective.
Yeah. Well, Grampy's trying.
Yeah, well,
I don't want to push too hard, but
well, no, but listen, I could tell by what you do, and by the tone of your voice and the way you are, that you're a great human being.
Oh, thank you.
And I love that I came here to see you. I love that I did this podcast, and I would do anything for you
Oh, I appreciate
within my
that.
power.
Oh, I appreciate
That's
that.
how my life is.
Oh, that's
for
great.
anyone who needs it,
Right.
I do things for people all the time.
Well, that's great.
Okay.
Well, Mondo, I can't thank you enough for coming down here, telling your story. Evelyn, glad you could come along
Thank
and
you.
and listen and help along. And it's been a real treat for me. I know I met you a while back
Right.
when I was on the board.
Right.
Visited Nick over there. I call it church. Over the Olympic.
Yeah.
And I was, I'll always ask him, "Hey, are you at church tonight?" And he's, "Oh, yeah, I'll be there." And of course, it's not open as much as it used to be, so it's not hanging around as much. But good stuff. And and when I did get over there to see you guys, the stories you guys would be telling, and that was kind of one of the years ago, kind of got into me and into my veins. And of course, Rich Sargent is a real good buddy of mine, and love Sarge. And he started telling me stories of from his background.
Oh, I go way back with
yeah, and that's kind of how I got here where I'm at now, here in the basement. So
well, you're in a good place, buddy.
yeah, well, thank you.
You're in a good place. You're doing a great thing for not only yourself but for people.
Right. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For everyone who's tuned in, we hope you've had just as much fun as we have. As always, you can find the podcast where you get your podcasts at Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Audible, YouTube, the Buffalo Hive, and of course, you can always find the podcast at rockabillygreg.com, where it's all about the music, and we'll have a nice bio of Mondo up there, and hopefully we can find some videos and maybe some recordings that we can throw up there and some photos and have a nice little extra added bonus on rockabillygreg.com. But for everyone who's tuned in, we thank you again for always tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. In the Flamingo Lounge is made possible in part by CatsLikeUs.com, your online store for authentic vintage clothing and accessories. Buffalo Ironworks, an intimate live music venue and bar located in the Cobblestone District in downtown Buffalo. Sportsman's Tavern, Buffalo's original honky-tonk and popular live music venue. And by Diamond Hawk Golf Course and Pub, Western New York's premier golf course, restaurant, and banquet facility. At the Hawk, the bar is hopping year-round with live music every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and some other nights, too. Tune in for a new episode every Saturday at 9 a.m. EST at rockabillygreg.com, where it's all about the music. Bark, Zoe, bark. Good girl.